Because it's been forever. I ain't even seen you this year.
I mean, I've been good, man. You know, the Rona been keeping everybody on lockdown and shit, so
Messing up everybody's lives.
Because I had plans to be in Mexico.
You still go?
No, I ain't trust because they gonna shut some stuff down. I ain't trying to be stuck out in Mexico, so we ain't about to do that.
You know what? They might not though.
I ain't gonna even risk it.
No, Big Rona did,
Mess up
everything. But have you been handling it? Like, how's it been? Like quarantining or not quarantining anymore? I guess.
I mean, I think like looking back, because for one, it was just crazy because we went in thinking that was only gonna be a few weeks or whatever, and it turned into months or whatever. But I think, like honestly, like granted, I hate what it's done to our people, being out of work and like dying and stuff like that. But just for me personally, just being able the time to disconnect and actually like think about what that next move is going to be, actually plan and just put all the effort into the project and things like that, and really get myself situated and figure out what everything's going to look at or whatever. I feel like it's really been like helpful because before, like, I was really definitely getting to that point where I was like, I'm tired of being around people. I'm fed up. So it's like being able to like for like disconnect and just be at the house or whatever, be in my own thoughts, read and everything. I think it's awesome. For me at least, it's been helpful.
Yeah, the Rona, she really came in and made everybody sit down and actually realize like all we do is go. Yeah. Like our society is like, if you're not moving and you're not doing something, then you're not doing anything. Yeah. So she actually came in and kind of got everybody to sit down for a second and reevaluate some things. So I'm not mad at it, but hopefully she calms down because
we got stuff to do. I'm ready to be out at happy hour again.
I'm ready. I want to do something for my birthday next year, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah. But I have a special guest here with me. My friend, my brother, the creative, the intelligent.
Go ahead, just gas me up. I appreciate it.
I would say humble, but I'm going to put that out there.
What day? It's Sunday, so Sunday I am. It's Sunday, so we good. We good on Sundays.
I'll give him humble right now. Intelligent friend of mine, Ben. I'm so happy to be doing this with him.
Oh, I appreciate
you for asking me to do this.
No, I appreciate you because this is the first of many, so I'm officially the first guest on this.
Yes. So I was thinking, I didn't know what I wanted to call it, but we just gonna call it Blanime Unfiltered. So that's what it is. So this is Blanime Unfiltered, and Ben is the first person. Actually, on the podcast last year when we met, you were probably like our first or second interview. We hadn't did many interviews prior to having you guys on there, especially for content creators. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you doing it. I appreciate being the first. I appreciate the kind words.
I tried. Good, I was looking up adjectives before I got here.
And I appreciated all of them. I did.
Thank you. So we're here, of course, Fiasco. I'm loving that, by the way. But let everybody know what Fiasco is before I get into this trailer, because that's really what I want to talk about. But let's go ahead and tell everybody.
Well, Fiasco, best way I can explain that is just a coming of age story. We start off with Matt Johnson, 18-year-old kid, and really what I wanted to do and focus on is that realistic look at what would it really look like if you just got powers. Because I just felt like it was just most of the stories you see, all of a sudden they want to go like do the better good, save the earth, all that shit, and we all know, like, because I don't know about you, but if I was like, I would not be thinking about the greater good. I would be thinking about myself, and then especially, and this is me at 29, so especially me at 18. Like, I definitely just wanted to see, to show, like, what exactly that would look like. And also it's just, like, in this first book, especially because I plan on having 4 books, but this first book, you'll definitely see the inside of, like, the main theme is just not forgiving yourself for a mistake, basically. So it's just really diving into that and what, that looks like the main character struggling with, of making that, cause I don't want to give away too much of the story or whatever, but you will definitely see like how that looks and how he's able to overcome all that and progress as a character in the story as well. So that is definitely that, and then also it's just me just wanting to make sure that like whoever reads it, whether you're a comic book person or not, just you have a character that you can see that's relatable to you. Like, I think that was one of my biggest things too. Just real characters that are relatable. Like their stories, you're like, damn, like he's like talking about me. Because I just hate it where we see these black characters and they don't sound black. Like they just, I feel like somebody legit looked up Ebonics words and like, yeah, we're just gonna throw these here. Like I hate that.
And had nobody on the creative table to let them know. They look like us. Like
we don't say that. Like we don't like talk like what I'm saying. So that's like also one of my just like biggest things. I just want to just and you'll see throughout just addressing like just different issues of of course like mental health, of course black men in therapy, of course that black family dynamic or whatever. Because I don't know. Like, I just feel like most people I've talked to, there's always that secret for some reason.
Yes, that family secret. Nobody want to talk about. Just
that nobody want to talk about. So I'm just like addressing those different things. And I just hope when people like read it, they can, see that and, relate to that, some way.
And I'm sure they will. So you were speaking about Matt, and you kind of said, me at 29, and then me at 8. Like if I was that character, at 29, I think this way, but if I was 18, I was thinking another way. What inspirations for Matt or just the story itself did you come up with? Come from?
Because it's crazy. Because I actually started writing this it's been almost 7 years now, and then it wasn't until recently when I honestly realized a lot of this is bits and pieces of directly from me in my life. You know what I'm saying? And that's I feel like a lot of it or whatever. Because I said, I just really wanted this to be even if you're not necessarily into comics, just if you're a fan of good stories, you appreciate this or whatever. So I'll definitely say a lot of bits and pieces, from my life, people that I know's life. And then, of course, I'm a huge, anime comics fan. So, you'll, definitely see within the first few issues, you'll see the Dragon Ball Z.
Because,
granted,
and the Yu Hakusho.
Because, there's going to be a lot, because we all know that's, what got a lot of us hooked on this type of stuff, Dragon Ball Z. So you'll definitely see those influences throughout. You'll probably see some Naruto. You'll probably, like you said, you'll probably see some Yu. You'll probably even as a kid, I was super big on Power Rangers, things like that or whatever. So you'll see all of that on top of the comics I read with Static, Justice League, Flash, all that. So you'll see all those kind of influence mixed in the pot, and that's kind of how we got here. So
that's cool. So I know you're the writer, but I'm sure there's other people like the artist, which is Bradley. That's my dog. Outside of him, who else has helped you with this project? And has there been any uphill battles with getting it, published and everything, especially last year, because I came for the comic book release and everything last year. So what were kind of the battles and stuff going, and people who helped you along the way to get those issues dropped last year?
I'll definitely say just completely rewind, because when I started, it was just this idea, and I was just what, fuck it, I just want to put it out or whatever. So Bradley wasn't even technically the first artist that I used. There's actually some. I think I still got at least 50, 60 issues of non-Bradley thing. Yeah, we're going to keep them because, when this blow, we're going to...
Right, the OBA type.
You know what I'm saying? So we still have those but, what made me make the switch to Bradley, because first of all, quick backstory on Bradley. Bradley's been, we met freshman year of college or whatever, super smart engineer, everything else. I didn't even know he drew. I remember one day he was like, "Oh yeah, I can draw." And I literally told him to. I was like, "No, you can't." Because he never drew, never nothing. But then he just started following his passion, drawing and everything else. I was just bro, he's anime, comics, all that. He's into it just like me. So I knew that because the first artist he wasn't in Texas, wasn't local, anything else. So that communication was a lot harder. So having someone that I knew, someone who was my brother, my friend, all that, and who knew my vision that could illustrate it, I just thought, what I'm saying, that would be the perfect, match or whatever. So that's what made me switch. But then, just outside of Bradley on the illustrator side, my dog Greg, who I've been on since freshman year too, who's my roommate freshman year of college. He was my roommate after that for 6 years after that or whatever. But he's from the beginning, from the first couple of issues that were trash, that weren't really deep. It was I'm sure I have those issues somewhere, but those issues was literally just hands being thrown. Because
I'm not mad at that though.
But you gotta get deeper, have an actual story. But he was the one who read those first couple of issues, told me what to adjust and everything. He's really been one of the main supporters I've had from the jump. And with my website, he's looked up places where I can print my comics, things like that. My very first show ever, that was at Fan Expo. He was right there with me as well, or whatever. So it was just having, I'll say, them two especially been the biggest supporters and people actually helping with the comic and it moving forward and everything. I'll say just uphill battles. I think just remaining consistent and faithful, and because there'll just be times where you're just not looking good, and especially when you're constantly doing your grind of that 9 to 5 and everything, and you're just I feel like I should be doing X, and it's just not happening, because we tell ourselves yeah, this is going to be a process, this is but when you put out your first thing, you just think oh yeah, this going to blow.
Yes.
Nigga, watch out, Stan Lee. I'm gonna be right next to you. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not realistically how it goes. Majority of the time. So it's just that uphill battle of just being consistent and just continuing to evolve and put out good content and making sure where you can make adjustments and things like that. Because like I said, if people could see that very first issue that was printed to now, you will see the grave difference, not even just in the illustration, but also in the writing and stuff like that. So it's just, just that just consistency of just, putting in that work and just writing and developing the stories. Like I said, this is 7 years in the making of getting to this point. Cause I started writing this when I was still in undergrad, and that right there was still just a dream, not even necessarily putting it out. So I'll definitely say the biggest thing was just remaining faithful and just keeping on that grind. So.
And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for that. So with the writing aspect, especially right now with we were talking about earlier, coronavirus and just the quarantining, not quarantining, just so much going on. Has that impacted your writing? Have you implemented, I know you can't give too much away, but have you implemented anything that you've gone through with coronavirus and quarantine into Fiasco at all? And I mean...
Yeah, I mean, because I would say definitely having that time, we spoke about, having that time to actually sit down and focus, I was able to, even more just crazy ideas. Because like I said, there's going to be 4 books, probably between 12 and 13 issues per book. And just even at the very end, having that story, having everything intertwining and everything, I think having that time to actually sit down and focus on it and not having to deal with traffic and go to work every day has been, a huge help. And I think it's affected just because I hadn't had that time to have that one-on-one with, potential new, readers and everything. Because, all the cons got canceled this year, which, I was definitely looking forward to attend and everything. So I definitely would say, that, affected just that one-on-one. Because those cons are just dope, because there's people who legit are trying to find indie comics and stuff like that. So I would say in that aspect, it definitely affected it. So
Rona, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm over her. But back to this, can you talk about this? This looks so good. Bradley did, I can see the growth in Bradley, looking at this compared to even those first 2 issues being dropped last year and everything. And I'm in love with this. How was this process with this cover?
Cause I think, cause the thing, and this is why I'm so happy I'm even working with Bradley, cause I can tell Bradley this is my idea or whatever, and it will be not even a full thought out idea, and he'll just take it and just go with it. Cause I think I said, I want Matt, the main villain on Blanime, on it, and he just all right, bet. And just took it off with that. So like I said, Bradley, especially if you see, even his stuff now, if you see, he's definitely been in his bag, for real. So
it looks so good.
Yeah.
Is there a meaning behind this?
Because we just wanted, not necessarily with this one, because it was more so we wanted to have a dope poster when we go out to these cons and stuff like that. So we just wanted to illustrate the main characters and kind of, like I said, not giving too much away. You also kind of see where all of this kind of started from with the characters in the back. So like I said, issue 2 you can figure out who those people are and go from there.
Okay. Now we've covered the comic book part. Now the part that I've been excited about and talking about is the trailer. I got an exclusive. So you guys don't know, I got an exclusive look at the trailer before. I don't know who else, but I know I got to see it kind of first.
You saw even before we finished it off with the other special effects. So yeah, you definitely saw it first, like one of the first people to see it. Yeah,
that's that. We here. So I loved it. You know, I told you what I thought about it. I got to see it with the effects and everything. So, like, just tell me about, like, how was the process of, like, getting the trailer together? I mean, just break it down for me.
I think that process started like 2 years ago because you know, and I feel like everybody's like this because I follow other creators that's either if it's manga or comics that they want to put this out and then hopefully it gets picked up so they can be like an actual show and stuff like that. But then it was like literally one day I was just like fuck that. Why am I going to wait till someone to tell me my shit is dope when I could just put it out, myself or whatever. So I literally no type of experience writing scripts or whatever, like nothing. And I found the app where you can to type it out, and I just started typing it out, and that's how we went from there. And I had a frat brother, Michael. I knew he does, directing stuff and scripts and everything. So it was literally just me. And I said, "Hey, bro, can you look at this and tell me what you think or whatever? I'm trying to to submit it different places and stuff like that." And he was like, "Yeah." And he looked at it and he was like, "Bro, were you thinking about shooting this like yourself?" And I in my mind I was like, because I didn't even think that would be even feasible, you know. But he was like, "Nah, we could for real shoot this and get this done," because he worked at a local studio here in Dallas or whatever. So from there we just kept revising the script. I think we went through 9-10 edits or whatever. And then from there, because the original plan was, full episode, but then cost-wise, because we ain't balling yet. So from there, we were just like, okay, now let's scale this down, and we'll just do a trailer, and then hopefully launch a Kickstarter from that, and from them funds actually shoot a full episode, right? So we shot last April. Amazing actors, amazing actresses.
Yes.
Camera crew, all of that, super dope. It went a lot of those people, I'm definitely going to work with them again because they were just super dope and they believed in the project. They were super supportive, because it was just so crazy to be on set and them asking, "Did I do this right? Is that how you envision that?" And I'm just like, I don't. So it was that was just a dope experience, and for them. People, because all of them have done stuff before, so for them to even want my opinion, to
humbling,
me, it was just super dope and just humbling in itself. So once that was done shooting, the process has been long with editing. But my thing is, I definitely don't want to put nothing out that I'm not a believer of. And then, like we said, when Rona hit, the original plan was to use this trailer to shoot another a full-length live-action episode, but with us not fully knowing how long Miss Rona going to stay, we're now deciding we're going to shoot probably a 5-episode animated series or where that we're going to put out. So from there, we'll see if we're going to keep it animated or switch it back to live action. But we just definitely didn't want to launch this Kickstarter, raise funds, and have to be put on hold because we wouldn't feel safe with, camera crew and everything being together. So now it would be probably a 4 or 5 episode animated series that we're going to put out if Kickstarter and everything goes well and we raise these funds for it. So
it will go well.
Speaking that out there, amen. I'll take that.
So Rona, okay, so you guys started the production and, doing a lot of the video shoots and stuff for all of it last year. But this year with Rona, the delay, I guess, actually a release for the trailer, would you say? Or more so just give you guys more time to edit because everything is like,
not necessarily, because thankfully we shot all of this last year. So we were good on that aspect. Okay. Like I said, the only thing that did change was instead of keeping it live action, we just switched it to animation just because, like I said, we didn't know how long it was going to be, and we didn't want, people risking, health to be on set and everything else. So we're going to just switch it to animation for now. So.
Makes sense. So what's the complete end goal for Fiasco? What is your vision? Where do you see you guys at with Fiasco at the end of this year? 5 years, 10 years? Household name for sure.
That's definitely it. I hope to, have where I can do it full time and have all these issues out like I envision it. Like I said, either a full animated series, live action, movie, whichever opportunity comes, me and the team will look over it and see which, of course, pray about it, and see what's the best option for us or whatever. So, like, to your main point, just have it out there. I just want, because my main thing is I just want to put out dope stories. That's really what it comes down to. I just want to put out some dope stories for people to read, people to relate to, people to love, and I just want it to be seen or whatever. So, 5 years, I just hope that's on some type of screen, hella issues, being able to go to hella cons and people like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's really the goal. So
you'll get there. I'm proud of you though.
I appreciate it.
But is there a date for the trailer or the animated series that you might want to give me the exclusive on, since I'm giving all these exclusives?
I will say this. I don't want, because I would hate to put out a date and say, oh, we gotta. So I will say it's looking like the release of the trailer will be early October, either the first or second week of October. That's what it's like for right now. And animated series will just, like I said, just really depend on like the Kickstarter campaign and see when exactly we can start on that. So
bet. I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be the first one to get the exclusive. Yeah.
But the teaser would be dropping sooner though. So the teaser will be dropping sooner. So
gives me chills. Yeah. I'm ready for the teaser. I don't think I've seen the teaser.
Yeah, we definitely did a little different stuff with the teaser. So I'm excited for that. Like I said, I'm ready for everyone to see it because it's been a process, and I'm definitely ready to let the world see it. So
okay. So before we wrap this up, just to let everybody kind of get to know you a little bit more as just Ben. We're both anime lovers, comic book lovers. So, top 5 anime, top 3. I'll do top 3 comic book characters or superheroes.
Top 5 anime, of course, Naruto. That's the GOAT. That's how it's always going to be. One Piece as my number 2. 3, I will probably 3. And I always talk about my 3 too. I can't even. 3, I will probably. Cause I know Zoids is New Century Zero. Zoids is my number 5. 3 is probably Yu, and
that's all that matters.
No, 3.
3 is Yu.
No, I think 4 is Yu, and 3 was Naruto, One Piece.
Yu.
I'm mad. I'm going blank. Like, you should know as much as I'm sure you. Oh yeah, Yu definitely ain't number 3. Avatar: Last Airbender. I'm counting that as an anime. That's my number 3. That's my number 3.
I'm not mad at that.
Zoid's number 5.
I feel like
so that's it.
I feel like but I'm not mad at that.
Nah,
okay, see, because
we ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do this. We're gonna do it on the regular Blanime. That's what we get.
Yeah. Yes. So what about your comic book characters? Who would you say?
Comic book characters, of course, Fiasco, number 1. I'll say
of
that.
Of course.
The Wally West version of Flash, and then 3 would probably have to be Static, because I feel like that was one of the first superheroes that I saw that actually talked like us, acted like us,
and relatable.
Yeah.
And I think that they're about to reboot or something with it, so that's gonna be nice to see for this generation.
Oh, absolutely.
To actually, experience what we experienced with Static Shock. DC or Marvel?
I'm definitely gonna say DC. Because first of all, people
really,
it's just because people are used to the movies where DC's cinematic universe is not up to par with Marvel. Right. I will give you that. But Static, that's under DC. The Justice League animated series under DC. All Batman Beyond, DC. The trilogy of Batman movies. DC, the comics, like everything else, like Teen Titans, Young Justice. Like DC has the dope storyline, but for whatever reason,
they ain't
their movies they just say even though like Wonder Woman was good, I will give them that, and Shazam was good too, and Aquaman I'll give them that one too.
Oh, was Aquaman? I see. I didn't.
Aquaman was good too.
Okay.
So I'm definitely because I grew up watching like DC, so yeah,
right, right. Well, thank you for this. I'm waiting to see what's next. I'm so happy. I'm proud of you. I thank you for letting me share this space and be able to do this. I'm humbled by doing it, because since we met, the Vegeta and Naruto arguments, all the you know how me you get. I mean, you really are one of my really good friends, and I do appreciate you for letting me do this for you.
So I appreciate you for letting me be the first one in this, in this space or whatever.
For the Blanime Unfiltered.
Yeah, appreciate y'all always supporting the kid, me and Bradley. You know what I'm saying? So
of course,
like I said, I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Don't forget about the little people when y'all,
that's y'all.
Red, you're doing.
That's y'all. You had your makeup artist in the back and shit. And,
here we go.
Security and all that, whatever.
And he came up with. See, now we have to pull a mic. I'm gonna have to do you like we.
No, I'm
we
just
do
saying
mic.
you got a whole 10 camera crew back here. You know what I'm saying? You got this thing set
Thank
up.
Thank you guys so much.
Hair, makeup back there and everything. You know what I'm saying? I walked in. I was like, ooh, shit. This is nice.
Thank you guys for the first episode of Blanime Unfiltered. We'll see y'all later.